I wanted to thank Councilman Miller for legislation prepared by him which addresses correcting an unconstitutional ordinance on our books. Bringing this to the fore, as well as our city attorney educating you on the unconstitutionality of the ordinance, bears out what I've been saying now for some time. I believe Whitehall's books are riddled with unconstitutional legislation, some of which have no doubt been used to levy fines and criminalize our citizens over actions or behaviors that may otherwise have been within their constitutional rights. As such, then, I feel that any legislator here who loves this country's freedoms and liberties and respects the rights of the citizens they've been elected to represent should be going through our ordinances piece by piece to do as Councilman Miller has done. As Supreme Court Chief Justice John Marshall said, a legislative act contrary to the Constitution is not law. That Constitution, I remind you, that you swore to support. Last week, things were said which were distressing to hear that went counter to Justice Marshall's words. I heard the phrase, appease everybody. Sometimes the Constitution's respect for our inalienable rights causes dismay and alarm among those whose views on matters go contrary to those rights. Despite this, while their views and concerns may be noted, they must not be respected or appeased when contrary to our supreme law. I also heard your concern towards blight, and while I appreciate aesthetics as much as anyone, what I appreciate much more are the freedoms and liberties guaranteed us by our Constitution and Bill of Rights, those that not always provide for societal order and tidiness. Those sometimes messy freedoms and liberties toiled over tirelessly by our brilliant founding fathers and stained crimson with the oceans of blood sacrificed by our citizens who fought and died for the sanctity of its tenets. Your respect, honor, duty, and support towards our Constitution and the sacrifice given to allow it to stand must be your paramount concern. Anything less or other is unworthy, hollow, and has no place in We the People City Hall. In our Constitution and Bill of Rights, it says we are endowed with certain inalienable rights, chief of which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Nowhere in either of those documents is there an asterisk, serving as some sort of codicil to those freedoms. Neither, then, should the government body entrusted with the health and solidity of those documents engage in peppering it with their own asterisks. Thank you.